Welcome back to Two Canadians at Kafe Lise, a Vigor podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Anton, and with me is my co-host, DJ Spencer.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, trying to go a bit more positive, more upbeat.
Yeah.
They're just, like we're just sitting here dead. How's it going?
Welcome in.
Welcome back.
So,
It's episode 47. We're going to be doing the preview of Chronicles Deliverance. They just lifted the NDA this week, so the partners were showing it off. So we got to see a little bit. We got to see the battle pass. We got to see what's coming. So we figured it time for the preview episode, and it's season 13. Dun dun dun. And so I was like,
yep.
season the 13th. It's right.
Well, technically, the
Halloween will be following.
update.
Yeah.
No, it'll be included in this one, right? So,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this season will have there's always a season that has a Halloween update, but it happens to be 13th follows
the coincidence.
It's kind of nice. Yeah.
Yeah. And we will be putting a link to all the partner videos in the description. So
yes.
Please do follow them.
Yes. Yeah, definitely check them out because this wouldn't even be possible without their videos. Since we don't have access to any of this, it's great to be able to borrow their content a little bit.
Yep.
But we always make sure to give credit where it's due because they're the ones who have access to it and they show it all to us and we appreciate them for it.
Yep.
And again, like usual, please like, share, and subscribe if you can. Also, send us a comment. We'd like to see your comments when you have the opportunity to send us them. But yeah, so yeah, new season's coming right around the corner. But when this drops, it'll just be a couple days away because this will drop on the Monday and on Wednesdays typically when they come out.
Yeah.
Another long one. It looks like from, well, at least from the preview battle pass, it was showing like 145 days. So that's about part of where it's going to be again because they've been doing that. It's like a 4-month schedule or approximately, right? Yeah, 4 months.
Since they put out the roadmap, so they said they are only going to do 3 seasons this year. So
this will take us to the end of the year and January.
Into January, I believe.
Yeah, could be like October, November, December, and January. So yeah, there we go. It's going to get a couple of holidays in there. So I guess it depends. Our Thanksgiving is coming up it's in October. And it's going to get 2 Thanksgivings because it'll get Canadian and American Thanksgiving. It'll get Halloween. It'll get Christmas. So and New Year's. So it's going to be a busy battle pass. We'll have to see what all they do.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, we can jump in and just start taking a look at stuff. All my screenshots are just basically of the battle pass. Let me just do that. Let's see here. And then we'll start. Yeah. Oh, and apparently I started in the wrong spot. What the hell?
I was going to say you didn't want to show the actual splash screen for this.
I did. And that's where I had left it. Sorry, guys.
Oh.
Where are we? Oh, this is okay. Okay, I was just what is going on here? Okay, there it is.
Oh, there you
go. Okay. Well, that was great. I had it all set up. Nope, apparently not. I must have been hitting the wrong button at some point because if you have the wrong thing highlighted in OBS and you hit back and forth, you're affecting maybe, it's not the slideshow you think you're affecting. So okay. In my defense, I've been really busy. I'm moving, so it's been rough. I got a few more weeks of that, and then I'll be back to normal.
Yeah, it's not fun moving. So
never fun moving, especially when you got a lot of stuff to go through and figure out. Okay, is this staying or is this going? And I have a lot of stuff to figure out what we're doing with. So back to the battle pass. So here we go. What's new in 13? Chronicles Deliverance arrives in the battle pass. Newly implemented seasonal challenges for Outlanders to complete with special rewards. This is something we had talked about in the past, saying they should have something like. We also mentioned potentially monthly challenges, but
Yeah.
seasonal. I think it's a lot when we talk about challenges later. Um, there's a lot there, and it may not take everybody a season to do them, but it could potentially. It could potentially take some people a season to get through them all for sure.
Yeah.
Um, improved airdrop rewards based on the number of boosters. Um, I think this one, you said you noticed, you believe it's more just about when you start boosting, when you get to special issue, it skips special issue common, you think?
Yeah. So when I was talking to Dizzy online, he was saying that it seems like the boost is after the special issue crate, when you're boosting, it'll skip that gray one and it'll go straight to the uncommon green one. So you'll
Okay.
get a special issue and uncommon. So from the looks of it, so
Okay. And that's
none of the
kind of
partners
something.
actually have like this on video type thing. So
Yeah.
it just seems like that's what it looks and sounds like.
Some of it's guesswork. We'll see
Yeah.
when it actually pops. Um, and that's something I think and I think others have said in
Oh
the
yeah.
past too. Just get rid of that common, and you get
Well, it's
more.
like
Yeah,
yeah,
more
it's
boosting.
like why would you spend 30 crowns for a common crate? Like
Yeah, exactly.
it doesn't make sense, right? So
Yeah, even
it's
an
nice to see.
uncommon is stretching it, but it's still better than,
Yeah.
you know. I guess you're spending 30 crowns to get to an uncommon at the very beginning. So it kind of makes sense to even skip that common and go right to the uncommon again because you're going from common to uncommon and then it's a special issue to an extra uncommon. So that progression makes more sense than having the common in there.
Yeah.
Um, new dangerous Berry M12 joins the fight. So the new weapon.
Yeah.
It's and we'll talk about it more when we get there. Boost your performance with the adrenaline shot. So a new consumable, new medical consumable is now available. Instant crafting, instant weapon crafting is finally here. Like, we knew that was coming and it's finally here. When I saw that, I was a little bit at the first, I was thinking, oh, is that finally that what I had talked about? You're in an encounter, you get some weapon parts and you could potentially craft in an encounter. And no, it's not. And I know a lot of people were hoping it was going to be something like a shelter improvement. And no, it's not. It's crowns. It's all crowns. You can spend crowns to instantly craft a weapon. And it's like, okay, whatever. People want to waste their crowns that way. They totally can. But there's usually so many weapons. I have so many weapons in my even of the good weapons, you just
Yep.
you just start building them up, right? And you kill a few people, you get some guns too.
Yep.
um rebalancing of shelter improvements. I haven't seen this on there, but I think Brian Evans, when I was watching his video, he seemed to think things were cheaper. So
Mhm.
if that's what it means by rebalancing, they just made some stuff made it a little bit cheaper, then
Yep.
okay. People have already finished a lot of people have already finished their shelters, and a lot of us who've been playing a long time are close if they haven't already finished their shelter. So like it means people will finish their shelters quicker, which they'll just get closer to that end game and then be frustrated that there's nothing more to do in the shelters when they get there. So
Yep.
I don't know. That's whatever.
Yep.
New premium pack, Fallen Crown of DayZ has arrived. So I'm kind of curious what that's going to be. A little bit of crossover. Um, so we'll see that when they actually drop the season.
Yep. And this is actually the second DayZ crossover that we've had because
Well, because they've had the
uh,
cap, right? Is that what you mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
so there's a baseball cap that you could actually have that literally says Daisy on it.
Yeah.
It is a special issue item, uh, and at one point it was like I forget what it was. It was like 700 crowns or something. It was very high, and then they actually had a really special. sale where I think it went for either 90 crowns or 100 crowns. It was very, very cheap
Yeah, I might have gotten
compared
it
to
on
the
that.
original price. And I actually bought
Yeah.
it when it came on sale. So
Mhm. First time user experience improved. So I guess I don't know if you've already playing the game, you're not gonna really notice it. Maybe if you start up on another console, you'll see what that means.
yeah.
Yeah, and the UI for challenges has been reworked. So that it's going back into just made a few changes to challenges, and we'll talk about that when we get there. And I know a lot of people have been talking about this picture and how his arm, people have talked about his leg, but no one's mentioned his arm. At least not that I know of. His arm looks messed up too. Like the leg looks a little weird the way it is there. It's almost like they took a screenshot. Like they have their trailer, and if you go online, you can see the trailer, and it's a good trailer. And it's like they took a screenshot of the trailer, but they caught it at a point where the modeling isn't quite right, because these kind of things you wouldn't notice when it's motion, in motion and you get the blur and
Mm,
everything. But then you can take a
yeah.
still of it and it's like, that doesn't look right. Like, what's wrong there? It just doesn't seem right. So it's almost like that. I think that's what they did. So I don't know. But it was an interesting trailer. Did you watch the trailer?
Yes, I was actually very excited. It was a very all the cinematic trailers they've been coming out with have been very fantastic at like hyping up the new season. Really love it. We talk about, or they talk about Everon, which is another Bohemia Interactive crossover with Arma Reforger. Apparently, I don't play it. I've never played it, but like a lot of the skins in the Battle Pass are from it. So it's kind of like interesting to see uh, that Vigor, Daisy, and Arma are all kind of like intertwining type thing.
Yeah.
And I think it was Smokey Dopey or Christopher Beast that mentioned that like it basically establishes that Vigor is in the same universe as Arma Reforger too, right? Because this person here is literally escaping from a prison in Ebron and heading into the Outlands. So uh,
Okay.
really cool. There was one kind of neat instance where uh, so this person here is like imprisoned in a cell, and then someone comes out and says like I forget what they say, but they're like, we need you or something like that, and they slap a contact bomb to a door, and they actually like it was either a timer or a detonator. So I'm like, at first I thought, oh my god, are we actually getting like a second
Mm.
consumable where it was like
Right.
maybe like a hand detonated contact bomb or something like that, or a timed one.
Yeah.
I'm like, that would have been kind of cool, but and then you see the use of the adrenaline shot, and you
Right.
see the berry, and so yeah, like I said, all of them are very well made. Um, it almost had. I know a lot of people were hyped too because they thought it might be teasing a new map as well.
Mm.
Because as you can kind of see in the background here, it's like literally the prison. You
Yeah.
see the water tower. It's like a lot of people were excited for potentially a new map, and there is a new map, but it is kind of cool that it is a crossover type thing.
Yeah, it takes a long time to do a map, so yeah, I'd be surprised we'd get one this quickly after Kirsten, but
Yeah, I think usually it's every 3 seasons is
yeah.
what the typical like turnaround is. So hopefully next season.
Yeah. And the seasons have been longer this time around, but
Yeah,
it's still a lot of work. And I don't know what their crew is like right now for that kind of thing. So
yeah.
um and I don't know, no, this is something I hadn't asked you before. Had there been any mention of, is there like a new cassette collectible?
Uh, yeah. So I had this discussion with Dizzy, and a couple other partners, uh, there are no new collectibles.
Okay.
So there are no new cassettes. Uh, typically, right when the partners have the NDA, since Chronicles have been a thing,
Yep.
right? We've had cassettes every season, but partners have always been able to show the preview build, but they have not been able to show the story, right? The cassettes on the
Right.
story.
Right.
This year there was apparently no mention of that, and apparently, uh, like there is literally no cassettes. Like you you go to like Lock Container, like I think Dizzy did it on stream.
Yep.
Went to Lock Container, picked up a cassette in the preview build, went back to the shelter, and there was nothing there.
Okay.
So,
So in
uh,
theory, then, if you looked at his experience, it might have said broken cassette collected.
yeah,
Where you get the 500
yeah.
XP. Yeah. Okay.
So, it's a little disappointing because
Yeah.
part of the switch from going from season X to Chronicles was there was always supposed to be like lore behind it type thing.
Yeah. Continuing
So
story, kind of.
or a new one, right? Like a new
Yeah.
telling of a tale of someone else in the Outlands, and
Right.
there isn't one, which is kind of disappointing.
Hmm.
Like I know personally, like for me, and a lot of people, it didn't take a long time to get the number of cassettes to complete because like
No.
they range from what 10 to 15, I think, the various seasons. So uh,
I always thought it was around
they're
10. Yeah. But yeah.
yeah, no, some are more, some are less, but
Okay.
so it doesn't take a long time really
Right.
um, to get them all, but it's still something extra, that additional content for you to like try and get right. So no, there is no cassettes, and also like usually on the splash screen it would actually say new
Yeah.
lore or something like that,
True.
and there's no mention uh, of it either.
And I guess
So
it's not precluding them from, say, releasing it with like a mid-season update. So if say they weren't quite ready with them, if they say they
mhm.
were working on it, I have no clue. They could
Yeah,
say, okay, well, we're not quite ready. We'll do it on the next update. For now, we'll just push everything else out. Maybe.
yeah,
Who knows? I guess we'll see.
yeah.
Because it would be kind of neat if there was a continuing thing because each Chronicles had something. So,
Yeah, and like we kind of got a little bit of a story from this character here on the
mhm,
splash screen,
yeah,
but it's not like a fleshed out story because literally it's like I think it's under 2 minutes or about 2.5 minutes.
yeah.
The trailer, like it's not very long,
So,
so it like I said, it's very very good, very well made. They have always done a good job with the trailers,
yeah,
but
absolutely.
it's no lore cassettes or
Nope.
anything like that. So.
And then when you get into you get your first little season 13s here, and it just gives you, a bit of a preview of what cosmetics are coming in the battle pass. Um, Reach your deliverance, set off on a journey full of treachery and suffering from Everon to the Outlands. Become a battle-hardened soldier on on his final mission. See, it actually makes it sound like, oh, you're going on this great mission. You're going to the
Yeah.
Outlands from Everon's like, no, where is that?
Yeah.
That's not there. You're going to the same locations as always. Maybe you'll just dress differently. So
Yeah.
it makes it sound more exciting than it really is.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. Well, hopefully,
Um,
like you said, hopefully we do get some kind of lore because, especially with the crossover from Arma and whatnot, it would be kind of cool.
yeah.
So,
But anyways, yeah. So the battle pass, and we'll start showing it here in a moment. Um, so when you fully go through it, total XP boost, you'll get up to 300%. When you get to all the boosts, it's 75 levels again. 790 crowns. And then if you get all the crowns back, it's 900 crowns you'll get back.
yeah. Which,
So yeah.
I don't know if we recently had the survey, right, that they
Yeah.
had put out. Um, Now, obviously, none of the answers from the survey are actually going to get applied in this season. Like this
It was
season has already
unapplying.
been
Yeah.
ready to go, right?
Yeah.
But I'm kind of curious because part of that survey had a question of the battle pass and how many levels, right? Because
Mm.
there was the
Mhm.
option of, which one did you prefer, 50 or 75? I'm kind of curious what people would say um,
Yeah.
for the future, because like I didn't get a ton of playing time as I usually would. So
Mhm.
it's like I literally finished mine this past Monday. So it's
So you
been
finished
almost a
yours?
week now. Yeah. So like a week and a half left in the season.
Yeah.
It's like boom, I finished it. And that was especially I was actually able to partake into the double XP weekend that they just had.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that really helped because I think I was at level 69 going into the weekend, and I ended up at like 74 and
Mm.
a half or something like that.
Right.
So um yeah, I'm really curious as to like the survey, what the answers are, and if that's actually going to change future battle passes.
Yeah, I don't know. Like when the seasons are this long, I think 75 is fine. When they were shorter, 50 was fine too. Like personally, like this summer was so busy with holidays and volunteering, moving during September. I got to, when this finishes, I'm in the 50s. That's as far as I got. I don't think I didn't quite get to 60. I definitely didn't get anywhere near 75. So, but normally, if I'd been playing the whole time like I normally am, then I probably would have got to 75. It'd probably been close,
Mhm.
depending on how many hours I put into it. But I
Yeah.
think in this like 4 months, yeah, like I think 75 is fine. Because when they've done it in the past, when they've had to extend it when they didn't want to extend it, but they had to extend it because they weren't ready, they would sometimes give you 25 more levels. Now, at that
Mhm.
point, the XP wasn't quite the same either, and people
No.
were just,
Yeah.
we give you 25 more levels, and they were done for a lot of people who were like
Yeah.
hardcore grinding, right? So it wasn't quite the same experience as it is now, because now it's like, it gets more and more XP each time. So,
Yeah.
anyways, okay, let's take a look at the battle pass. When we won't like spend a lot of time on most of these items, but we'll just comment on
No.
them as we go. Um, so we start out level one. If you haven't paid for it, you get nothing. But level one, you get the first outfit, the battle dress uniform. Um, Actually, this isn't bad. Like I don't mind it, but again, I've never been a huge military kind of fan. Like I don't really go for a lot of the military stuff. So yeah, here we go. It's a military outfit. It has camo.
Yeah.
So,
Uh, yeah. And look, we can't always have military outfits,
yeah,
but
yeah,
at the same time, we've actually had back-to-back seasons where it's not military, right?
yeah.
So we had scientists in this past
Hmm.
one, and then prior to that, we had Vikings,
We had Vikings and
and then
scientists. It's true.
before that, we had uh, Vengeance, which was military
Hmm.
with the Frogmen. Um, so yeah, we are returning back to military, and again, this is like Arma crossover. I don't remember exactly who's who, but like there's Russian skins, there's US skins, and then there's a faction I think called FIA, which has a skin further down
Oh, okay.
in it.
So then because yeah, I don't know anything about Arma. So is this all kind of like stuff that's in Arma? These outfits and
Uh, yeah, it's from the sounds of it, like Smokey Dopey kind
mm,
of mentioned it, and Christopher Beast
okay,
as well in their videos.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure both of them have played Arma, so um,
yeah,
they probably know a lot more than than us, anyways.
sure. So look, definitely tune into them. This is the chocolate chip pattern. So it's an interesting.
Mhm.
Doesn't look very appetizing, but it's a chocolate chip pattern. Uh,
Yep.
Next, you got the ballistic helmet, chocolate chip again. Um, then we get the first look at the Everon, the Berry M12, and
Yep.
then I think I also grabbed a shot at because we get a shot here of the without the skin. So that's what the new weapon looks like.
Yep.
We'll go into the stats and stuff later, but
Yeah.
there's been mention, and I think I heard it on Fox's as well. People calling it kind of like a modified or an upgraded grease gun, and it does have that look.
Uh,
Because it has the cylindrical body like the grease gun does.
yeah, but it's literally like it's a Beretta, right? So
Yeah,
like they call it a Berry, but it's a Beretta M12. So yeah, it's like you could call it, like I saw someone called it like a glue gun or a
it's
caulking
like a
gun,
glue gun. Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because it's like whatever. It's like uh, but what I find interesting is, and I don't seem to recall this ever happening, is you actually get one of the new weapons this early in the battle pass. Literally level 3 on the free tier.
yeah,
You are getting a Berry M12 pretty much right off the bat, because
yeah,
like level 3, it like, come on, you could probably get that in one game easy
yeah.
early. So
True, but again, you're only getting one. They're not giving you a bunch,
yeah. No,
and
but
so
you unlock the challenges in the shooting range,
oh
so
yeah,
you
you
can go
unlock the
use
challenges.
test it out. Like
Yeah,
otherwise, it's like you're waiting to either kill someone or like waiting later on to actually get it. I
that's
just
true.
find it fascinating that they've actually put it this early in it, and
Yeah,
I like it. I like the fact that people can get on their hands on it a lot sooner.
yeah. No, that's fair.
So,
Um,
and
Added
this is the
gloves.
Everon skin. So
Oh, is it? Oh,
again,
okay.
yeah. So this is actually again the crossover. Everon, I believe, is an island within Arma.
Oh, okay.
So
Is
it
that
is
you
an
meant for the
actual
gun, or
place.
are you talking about the gloves?
No, for the gun. So that
Oh,
camo skin
yeah, yeah,
is
yeah.
called Everon.
Gotcha.
So
So yeah, it's out for as you go through the pass, you'll see it on a bunch of different
yeah,
weapons. Yeah, yeah. So
yeah.
that's what you meant. Yeah, okay. But yeah, then we got the gloves, the padded gloves with the threat. This has like a little
I
yellow skull and
I
crossbone
love
on them.
these gloves. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie, with the threat icon. It's
yeah,
like I would like to see it like as a red instead of like
mm, yeah,
the light yellow type thing. But yeah, I love these. And again, to get this so early, I'm like, ooh, I'm like, I
yeah.
like,
That's true.
definitely like.
um, new backpack, the Kolobok in the chocolate chip pattern. Um, it's not a bad backpack. There's a pattern later on that I like better. Like I've never
Okay,
been huge on the whatever, but there's a
the camo.
pattern or a version of it that I like better as we go. Yeah, camo. I've
Okay,
never been huge on camo.
yeah.
Next, and that's where you get your first XP boost as well. Next is the bandana, chocolate chip bandana. You get a lot of chocolate
Yeah,
chip stuff right away.
yeah. I'm kind of curious if like how so these assets or this color is like all
Mhm.
from the Armaverse, right? I'm
Right.
wondering, do they use the same engine to like apply cosmetics in Vigor as Arma? Because then technically that could potentially save the team a lot of time in
Right, right.
implementation for cosmetics. I'm just kind of curious, but
Hmm.
it's like I actually like these camos. I'm not a big camo fan. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
Odds are I'm not going to use it, but
yeah.
I kind of like them.
No, it's not. It's
Uh,
yeah. I've seen worse camos for sure. It's not bad.
yes. Do you
Yeah,
want me to take over?
yeah. Go for it.
So bandana, chocolate chip, um, standard bandana with the same camo. Next, we at level 7 we have a bandage patched up. So you basically have like a red bandage going across the forehead with one eye covered,
Yeah,
which isn't bad. Like I could see some creative people coming up with some good
yeah.
outfits with it. Next, we have a weapon skin for the blue RPK, the BGS Splinter, which is another type of camo. We have the OKZK cap tan. So this looks like almost like a cap with like a weather wrapping
Yeah,
across the face. I see this. I think about Star Wars on Hoth, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Where it's
It
like
just doesn't look padded. So like with
no,
those
it
other
does not.
ones, they've had them. They look padded, so they look winterized. This doesn't look
Yeah.
padded, so I wonder if it's more about um
Like a wind
hiding glare.
protector type thing.
Well,
Oh, or
maybe,
that.
yeah. So one of those two.
Yeah. And then our first look at the new title. Let's see. Sorry, I don't
Yep,
have the name yet.
that,
Deliverance Private Second Class.
yep,
So uh, uh, we've talked about the 3D titles since they've switched to them, how awesome they are. Uh, these ones here are just kind of meh. They're
yeah. They're kind of underwhelming when we're used to what
underwhelming. Great word. Yes.
Yeah,
You also get 50 crowns and you get another 5 XP booster.
yeah,
So
yeah. It's just basically all the medals or all the badges you get are just increases in rank. It's like okay, whatever. So
yeah.
nothing special about them.
Nope.
Next, we have head injury tan. So it's like a big wrap all around your head. Sort of maybe to go with the eye patch one that we just saw. So you could have your eye match patched up. You could have your head all wrapped up. Actually, I wonder if you could. Well, if it's
I
if the
don't.
eye patch is an eyeglass, then you could probably wear it with this. But
Yeah,
if
it's an
it's a
eyewear.
headset, it is eyewear.
Yeah.
Okay, so you could
Yes.
probably wear it with this then. So you can have them both.
Yeah. I think I'm trying to think who the partner was. So there is an actual like face mask that you can't wear any headwear on with this season.
Mm,
So
yeah.
further on, but aside
Okay.
from that, I think you can kind of mix and match pretty much everything.
I wonder if because this is a headwear. If we go back and look at that, what is this? This is headwear as well. It doesn't say anything different because sometimes they
Yeah,
have
you
like
won't be able to mix.
headwear sets or whatever, right? That sort
Yeah.
of take over everything. So I'm kind of curious if you probably can't do much with this, but it's hard to say.
No.
Next we have the Paratorba in tan. So yeah, just as kind of a special kind of backpack. I don't know much about it, so maybe it's something you see in Arma.
No.
But
It, yeah, it's pretty plain. Like there's like
yeah.
it almost looks like there's room for like two cylinders on the sides and
Mhm.
then one general area in the middle type thing. But
Storage in the middle. Yeah, maybe you could throw a couple rad grenades in the sides. I don't know. Something bigger
yeah.
weapon. Um, yeah. Then we get our first headband bandana in the flora pattern. Sort of like the green, very green, like green camo pattern.
Yeah.
Flora's been
I
around a
like this
while.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the bandanas are fine. I like that bandanas all right. Um then we have now this one. The Splinter Tarn Muster. Yeah,
Yeah.
for the Gewehr 3 SG1. So it's just another camo pattern, an interesting camo pattern
Yeah.
because it doesn't look like your typical ones. Yeah,
No. All the camo patterns, like I said, I kind of like them. They're better than the other ones.
some of the
Um,
old ones, like the old like
yeah,
square ones and all that they've
yeah,
had before. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
they do look more natural. Yeah,
I do kind of like them.
yeah.
Um,
And then next we have the deerskin gloves. I actually kind of like the deerskin gloves. They look because they have like a bit of a felty look to them because the
yeah,
deerskin. This is in the mustard
very
yellow.
very Canadian esque.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah,
like I see these like often enough in real
yeah.
life,
True.
so it's like yeah, they pretty much look like that in real life for the most part. So
Yeah.
uh,
Very popular because we have so many deer. People go hunting all the time, and then
yeah.
you get stuff like this. Yeah. Okay, what's next?
The ghillie helmet frog skin. This one is I'm not a big fan of helmets, but like this one actually looks so cool.
I
I'm not
don't
going to
mind
be
these
wearing it.
style of helmets. Yeah,
I love
like
it. Like
I like these type of helmets. Like they're almost like those the old military style ghillie helmets and those kind of big pothead helmets,
yeah.
whatever. I like those.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And like I'm not is going to sound bad, but like all any bush camper, man, this is just for you. Like this is beautiful. Like I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
like aesthetically, these are awesome. I'm never gonna wear this, but oh my
Yeah.
god, I love this. Bush campers are probably going to have this like on their favorited list.
Yeah.
Next, we have the Everon skin for La Chiave. very nice. Again.
Mhm.
Next is the field radio olive.
Yeah, I like these.
These
I
are
think they're pretty
big and
cool.
bulky, but
Yeah,
yeah, these are awesome.
yeah,
This is not my favorite one, but
no.
I definitely love this. It's like exactly like you would think is like literally a field radio backpack. You have the phone on the one side and like the dials on the back and like the antenna
Yeah.
sticking up. Yeah, this one I actually like.
Makes you wonder where you're putting your gear. Like, okay, where you putting all the stuff you're doing?
Yeah, in your
Yeah,
little pouch or
yeah,
your
I
little
guess.
pockets.
Yeah,
Uh, Next we have the bandana with the Evron camo.
and the
And then
bandana,
we have
like again, like usual, it doesn't look like it fits right. There's like a big space around your forehead with
yeah.
it. Yeah,
And then next we have the Deliverance Private First Class. So now it's just the next level up. And you also get 75 crowns and 10% XP booster.
yeah. And going on to level 21, we get the padded gloves in brown, and these ones are just kind of plain. There's
Yeah.
nothing special about these ones. Um, the Afghanka hat in tan. This is a kind of an interesting hat. It almost looks like an old military, like a really old military, like Civil War kind of style. I don't know. Maybe it's used somewhere else too, but you know what I'm
Uh,
thinking of, right?
Somewhat. I
Yeah.
was thinking it was more like a farmer's hat
Mm. That may be
almost.
where it's from. Could be where it originated. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Again, probably won't wear it, but that's not bad. The
oh,
splitter. How
apparently
am I
it's
get?
actually Russian.
Oh, is it Russian? That okay. Hmm.
I'm
Um.
sorry, I'm doing like a quick search on the fly. So
Okay. And then I keep getting these splitter tarn muster for the ZA M76. So it's that camo again. Then we get a gas mask, the
yeah,
PMG mask in white. That's quite the gas mask.
yep. And so
Yeah.
this is the one you can't actually put anything
Yeah.
on your head.
Yeah. It doesn't surprise me. Yeah. It takes over everything. Yeah.
Yep.
And last of this grouping is the FIA uniform, Splinter Tarn Muster. This isn't bad.
Yep.
Like this isn't actually too bad in uniform because it almost looks like just these standard kind of camo pants with a almost like a regular jacket. You just you have a pouch belt or whatever
Yeah.
thrown onto it as well, pouch vest. So I
Yeah.
don't
It's
mind
like
this
a
outfit.
yeah. It's like a utility belt or something like that. But
Yeah,
it's like at the midsection almost instead of like the
yeah.
belt. But
And I think you get
yeah,
another
it's pretty cool.
10%
And
XP, maybe.
yeah. And then yeah, so FIA again is like a faction within Arma apparently.
Hmm.
So next we have the SSH 68 net helmet. Uh,
Like
very
this one
cool.
too.
Again, yeah, the dome helmet with like a mesh over it. Looks like a classic like U.S. Army helmet type thing
Yeah.
with the mesh on top. Then we have the BGS Splinter skin for the Raffica. Uh, this one, I gotta say, there are way many better Raffica skins out there.
Oh, sure,
But
for sure.
next we have a rocket holster olive. So apparently this is a rocket launcher holder, I guess.
Yeah. So we
It's
have a
just a
backpack
backpack
for
for
rocket launcher.
yeah.
Where we could get the
Please do not
rocket
put
launcher.
yeah. Please do not put rocket launchers in Vigor, please. Thank you.
Oh man.
Uh, is just visual. It's not for actual use. Uh,
Yeah.
Next we have deerskins stitched. So this one here, it's almost like an orangey brown color version of
Yeah.
the deerskin gloves. And then next we have the next title, Deliverance Corporal. You get another 75 crowns and you have 15% booster added.
Yeah. Going on, get another headband bandana, the frog skin. Again, not bad. That one's pretty good.
Yep.
Then we get the, is this my, no, this is not. The next field radio, the Black Ops version. Basically, it doesn't look too different from the other one, just a little darker.
Yeah.
I think the one is more brownish or olive or something.
Yeah.
The BGS Splinter for the ADR 97. Another helmet. This one, the Ghillie helmet Step. So just like the Frogman one or whatever, just with a few extra colors in it, or not colors, but like tan added to it, tan and green. And then we get the Afghanka in olive. Yeah, not much to say about that. And then
this one's
again,
pretty
XP boost
plain.
as well. Yeah, really plain. Yeah, and 15% XP boost.
So next we have deerskin gloves, brown. So same thing, just this time is brown.
Yep.
We have the Everon skin for the AUR A1. Now we get the FIA cap, green TTSKO. So it almost looks like a ball cap, but with camo.
Yeah.
Next, we have the Colorbook olive. These almost look like a rucksack. I want to say. I
That's
think
what I
it's
was kind of
rucksack
thinking.
is the one, but
It might be like a Russian version of a rucksack or something.
But yeah, so we have that, and then next we have Deliverance Sergeant, another 75 crowns with 20% XP boost.
Yeah, XP boosts are getting bigger. Then we move on. We get a RPK 74 skin of the Splinter Tarn Muster. So yeah, all the it seems like a lot of LMGs or machine guns are getting skins right away in this one. Because we had the RPK, now we got the RPK 74. I think there's a few others along the way, or at least one other for sure. I think this is the one I like here, the Kalabak Hiker. Kind of like the look of this one.
Yep. I kind of like it.
It has some kind of patch on it. I'm not sure what the patch says, but
yeah, it's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell. Yeah, didn't get a good close up of it, so we'll see when it comes out.
I almost had a school bag just looking like this. It had
really?
2 straps though. Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay,
it had the flaps with like the 2 straps there with the clips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. I like it. Then we get an oldie, the ballistic helmet with goggles in the frog skin.
Yep.
And then we get our first battle pass at level 44 for the Berry M12. That's when, or not battle pass, I meant plans.
Crafting plan. Yeah.
Crafting plans. Yeah. We get our first battle pass. No, we get the plans. Level 44. Nothing to see there though. And then we get the battle dress uniform in the frog skin. So another uniform and a 20 XP boost at level 45.
Next we have bandana with the frog skin camo, followed by the BGS Splinter skin for the Remy.
Mm-hmm.
Another rocket holster with a dark TTSKO skin, or backpack. This one is a little darker than the other one. It's like a darker green compared to the other one. Next, we have the crafting plan for the adrenaline shot at level 49.
And I got the pick of the adrenaline shot too, so you can see what it looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, just like an injector there with a little needle.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then our next title, Staff Sergeant. You got another 75 crowns and 25 XP booster.
Mm-hmm. And then that was the first 50 levels where normally you'd be done on a regular season, but 75 this season. So next we got the Splinter Tarn Muster for the Swish, the SWSH 629. Almost makes it look like a toy gun, that skin. I'm not gonna lie. Like, doesn't look like it's real. It looks like it should be a flare gun, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It looks a little bigger at the barrel type thing, but there are a lot better skins for the SWSH.
Yeah, for sure.
In my opinion, anyways.
Yep. And then we get that Afghanka hat again in gray. It really does look like a farmer slash or what?
Yeah, I was going to say, now you actually kind of see the Soviet star now
In the
just
middle
above
there.
the band, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I noticed it on the first one, but
Yeah.
yeah. So this one makes it a little more obvious that it is kind of Russian.
Mm-hmm. And then we get, I think this is my favorite, the field radio
Yeah,
hotline with the red phone.
yeah, with the red
Yeah.
phone, the
Yeah,
famous
it's
red
pretty cool.
phone.
Yeah.
I love it.
Then we
Do you think
get
it calls Batman?
oh, that'd be awesome. Or yeah. Or the commissioner. Maybe you get the commissioner. Commissioner, we got a problem.
Yeah.
F1A cap and with the Everon camo. And then the Afghanka Flora pattern. So just another version of this outfit again. And then you get another I think it's a 50% boost on this one.
30.
Was it 30? It's hard to tell on my picture. Yeah. Okay. 30% boost. So
yeah, I have them zoomed in a bit more. So
yeah, so it's a little easier for you.
Like
yeah.
So next we have the Paratorba backpack.
Yeah, let me just bring it up here. Oh, and I'm on the wrong one here again. Give me one sec, guys. Oh, jeez. Give me one sec. Oh my god, it's going the wrong way. Oh no, that was right there. Man, both my things were messed up. There we go.
So yeah, Paratorba Flora backpack. So same one as before, except this one has the Flora camo.
Yeah.
Next we have a Bandage Fresh. So this one is kind of the same as the Bandage with the eye patch type thing, but this one is a fresh bloody one. So it doesn't look as dirty, except for the eyeball is bloody, like Doc was saying.
Yeah.
Next we have the Everon Bugle skin. Now we have the Scrim helmet, which it's a helmet with like kind of like foliage camo on it, so a little similar to the Ghillie one, but it's an actual helmet. Again, this one for like any bush campers, they are going to love this one. But I love the detail in it. It is pretty cool, to be honest.
Yeah, it is nice. I kind of like it.
Next we have the next title, so Sergeant First Class, 75 crowns once again, and a 35 XP booster.
35, okay. And then going on to level 61, we get the head injury in white. So just basically a clean kind of wrapping around your head, like the other one we had before. The ballistic helmet with goggles again in the chocolate chip. Then we get, I think, which is the probably the most interesting one, the bandage all seeing. It's like has a little eyeball drawn on the
the all seeing eye on it. Oh my god, I love it.
It's kind of cool.
It's hilarious.
That one I could potentially see using.
Yep.
Then we get another rocket holster with the Everon skin. And then battle dress uniform forest. Like the uniforms are just meh. Keep seeing these uniforms. Like the only one I kind of liked was the one that had the pouches around it. Really.
Yeah. Next we have the SSH 68 military helmet. So it's a Russian military police helmet.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
BGS Splinter skin for the L86. We also get padded gloves tan. Again, this is just like a tan version of the previous one, which like it blows my mind. Like seeing the other padded gloves that have been further down the line, and the threat ones literally like in the first 5. Like I'm thrilled that the threat one is right there.
The threat ones should have. Yeah, you would have think though. The threat ones should have been the ones that were later. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's cool that they're giving them out so early. But yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Next is the OKZK Cap Desert. So again, the same one is just a lighter brown. And then we have the next title, Master Sergeant and another 75 crowns, and a big whopping 50 XP boost at level 70.
Yeah, there's a big one. And then the last few levels, we got head injury chocolate chip. There's the head wrap with the chocolate chip pattern. We get the Paratorba in the Everon pattern. Almost looks like a lunchbox on your back, with a thermos cover, like holder.
Oh, maybe.
The Everon skin for the L85A1. It's just a very busy skin. I don't know. But yeah. And then we get another of the PMG gas mask, Black Ops. And we get the final title, which is Deliverance First Sergeant. And then you also, at the free level, get the last version of the F1A uniform with the Everon pattern.
Yep.
I don't know if I like this better than the other one. Like I might probably use the one without the pattern myself.
Not a fan of the Everon. I don't mind it on the skins, but yeah, I could kind of understand not liking it on the actual like full on cosmetic for the Outlander.
Right. Yeah, but that's the Battle Pass. So that's all the different items in the Battle Pass. Not a thrilling Battle Pass this season. There's a few things in there that are okay. There are definitely some things I liked in it, but overall, it's like,
yeah.
And then it's probably because it's mostly military, and I'm not huge on the military outfits. So,
and if you're a fan of Arma, like, you may be more excited for this as well.
There you go. Yeah, if I had actually played Arma, I'd be like, oh my god, this is from Arma. This is from Arma.
Yeah.
Like, But yeah,
or
I've never played Arma.
Yeah, or if you're interested in like Russian skins, because it looks like a lot of this is Russian.
Yep.
So maybe that's your cup of tea, so to speak. So
yeah, and then all this Russian stuff coming out, especially with what's happening out in the world right now, is like, okay, may not be the most popular people right now, but they had some cool older military stuff for sure. Next, we'll talk about we'll take a look at the I think it's the Berry. We have some more stuff on the new SMG. So if I flip over, we see the stats for the new Berry. It's a sidearm, so it's a pretty powerful. I think it's probably the most powerful sidearm now. There are good sidearms out there, because you have the Raffica is still a really good pistol, but this is now this is the first no, it's not the first SMG, because we've had the Rack and the Scorpion SMGs are also sidearms. This one has a 33 capacity. The Gal, does the Gal have a 30? No, the Gal I thought was a 20 capacity, but I'm not sure. Is it a 30?
Yeah, I want to say it's 20. No, 33 maybe.
Is it 33? I don't remember either.
It's either I'm thinking 28 or 33, but
okay. I'm just thinking that this might have the highest capacity of a sidearm right now, but I'm not 100% sure. It does have the highest. Well, might have the highest base damage. 40 base damage.
Yes.
Yeah. With 550 rate of fire, 550 effective range, and it's using the 919 Parabellum ammo. So a lot of weapons cross over with that ammo. Quite a few. Because Swami uses it. The MP5.
Yeah. Well, just above it, like, you have the Raffica, the
Raffica.
Para,
Yeah,
right?
the Raffica right there. The
right on
Para.
the screen.
Yeah.
MP5. So yeah, there is quite a few that use it. But yeah, I definitely I'm curious to use it. The recoil actually looks pretty good on it. I want to say that this is easily going to overtake the Gal, in my opinion, personally, for like the best sidearm for at least SMGs, because I like taking once in a while like a Gal with like my favorite sniper. So I think this is going to be a really good combo. To use. SM the Berry with anything else.
I wonder now, because they've done it in the past. Like this is a new weapon, so I wonder if it already has some of the recoil adjustments done. Because I think the L85 was one of the first weapons that had recoil
Yeah,
adjustments, and the other
yeah,
assault rifles hadn't had them yet.
correct.
Right. So this being a
Yeah.
new SMG, I wonder if it already has the recoil adjustments built in.
Uh, I
Hmm. I don't know.
I'm kind of curious because the SMGs have not been reworked
Yeah.
in this update as far as all the partners have been concerned. So I honestly don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah. Yeah, because they haven't reworked the assault rifles either, but the L85
Yeah,
was.
because this recoil pattern kind of like goes up
Mhm,
from what I've
mhm,
seen. Is so basically like you start shooting and it heads upwards and then it goes down a
right.
bit. So it's nothing anything crazy. But yeah, I don't know if it does use the new or the old recoil.
Okay. And I think what's next? I have. This is what the iron sights look like. So it's a not a bad iron sight.
Uh, I think it's a little bulky, but I understand it's probably because of the way, like, if you think about it in real life, how someone would be holding the weapon, they'd be holding it like this. So
Mhm.
then it kind of makes sense. Whereas like other guns, it's like you'd see maybe half of that, like let's say barrel type thing.
Yeah.
But again, it's this type of weapon. I'm not using the iron sights,
No.
to be honest, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not really going to try to snipe with this. Uh, Me, it's
You
always
do
third party.
see you
So
do see people out there playing with this view, like even just for regular shooting, not for sniping.
yeah.
And I always wonder how they can do it. But
Hmm.
it seems to work for them, so that's cool. Um, for me, it takes up so much real estate when you're in first person that I
Yeah.
try not to use it. But yeah, but it's kind of neat.
Hmm.
Yeah. Next is I think we're gonna be talking about the seasonal challenges. So you want to take us through what they've done there?
Yes. So seasonal challenges um, on the right hand side now when you go. So sorry, let's take a step back. So part of the UI change for the challenges, once you get to the challenges tabs, you're going to have two sub tabs now. So instead of just your dailies, it's actually going to be a daily and story. So that includes like any of those initial challenges that you get when you're like a fresh new Outlander.
Yeah.
Um, the basic ones that tell you how to do things.
Yeah. Get an
So you
airdrop.
have
Do these little things. Yeah.
exactly. So you have that one tab there. Nothing's really changed there because you have like the section. Well, I guess there is like a subheader that separates it from like the story ones and the dailies. But then the other tab is actually seasonal challenges. So uh, you get a little prompt the first time you go in. Seasonal challenges are open to you for the whole duration of the current season. While more difficult, they're also bringing better rewards. If the objective of a seasonal challenge does not suit
Suit
you,
you.
it can be re-rolled for a small amount of crowns, which is 15 crowns,
Yeah.
which isn't too bad, really, considering how the cost of re-rolling a daily for the bigger challenges is, I think it's 12. So
Oh, does
this
it
is like,
change depending on the level of the challenge? I never really
yeah,
noticed that.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So an easy challenge, I think the smallest one might be
I
3.
think it is 3. I
I
think you're
think
right.
it's
'Cause I
three,
was thinking
five,
3
7, and I think it's
up to
12 or
12.
10 or something.
Okay.
Sorry,
I didn't
10,
realize that.
10.
I never really paid attention.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyways, so seasonal challenge, reroll 15 crowns. Honestly, not that bad because give or take like a week and a half, your antenna could probably give you that much.
Yep.
Um,
True.
so these ones are just challenges that you have 100 and well, like we're probably going to have 140 days to complete these.
Yeah.
Um, they're pretty. Some of them are going to be pretty easy. You're probably going to be able to do it in a week or less. Some may take you a little longer.
Yeah.
Here, it's like uh, like there's some interesting ones like on this screenshot here. Deal damage to every enemy Outlander in 1 round of eliminations. That one's might
That'd be a
be a
hard
little
one to
tough.
get. But
Could be.
it's not 1500 XP. You get a rare crate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Collect airdrops. Win the round as last team member against at least 3 Outlanders in eliminations. That's very, very situational, right? Like if
Hmm.
you have to win a 1v3. So I know some people like grind eliminations. They might be able to get that one done. But like something like the next one, loot 250 containers is like, I've already had challenges where it's like loot 100 containers and I'm done like within a 2-hour period.
Yeah. Same.
So it's like,
Oh, it's not going to take a month.
but there's a number of challenges that are new.
Yeah.
Some are interesting because um, some actually promote the use of other weapons. So
Yeah.
it's like get 20 kills with a Remy or get 20 kills with like an AUR A1.
Yeah. The one I have
S-
up now says kill 50 Outlanders with the L86A1 LSW.
yes.
Yeah.
So stuff like that I kind of like. I don't think it's going to change the meta or anything like that, but it's going to be a little refreshing because you may see other weapons that may not necessarily be used. So
Yeah.
that's definitely kind of cool. Um, but a lot of them are typical challenges that we have seen. It's just they're a little extended. So
Hmm.
um, I really like it. There's one though that's like I seen where it's play 50 encounters and you're getting like either a blue or a special issue crate. And
Oh, okay.
I'm like, we already have a daily challenge where it's like play 10 with a friend. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
uh, you already get a special issue for that. So,
Yeah.
but some of these you get some really good XP and whatnot.
Hmm.
So, um,
Yeah, for sure.
it it is cool. It's a good range. Like stay in radiation for 120 seconds. It's like
Yeah.
that's that's in one encounter. So it's like, hey, you're going to need to bring some iodine
Yeah,
because
definitely.
you don't want to be in a rag grenade for that one. You're going to want to stay
No.
like
Yeah.
in the other, like the end game or end encounter radiation, right? Um, so yeah, I
And
like
look,
it. We've been asking for
yeah.
this forever. So it's
Yeah.
nice to actually see.
And I
So
see, and they show like in this view, they show you the little flag. So there's a total of
oh
50 you
yes,
can do throughout a season, and then it fills up these flags as you go. And um, we're not sure. I think you said that potentially at the end of the 50 you might get something, but I don't know.
yeah. So I was talking to Dizzy online, and so he wasn't able to do it on stream, but he confirmed that once you got to the 10, so there's if you look at the bottom right, there's like 5 little sections with the flags.
Yeah.
So and then there's also like the flags that go in a circular pattern. Uh, Once you complete 10, you don't actually get a reward for it. It's like a marker type thing. So it's a little deceiving because it's like you would think that okay, I got my first 10. What am I getting? And you're not actually getting anything. So, um,
Yeah.
uh, so yeah, you have to finish your 50 to apparently get the actual reward. Now, my understanding is the partners actually haven't seen what it is, so
They
it's
don't know
going to
what
be
it
a
is either.
surprise uh,
I'm surprised you
to
don't
what
even
it
get like
is.
just even a little XP boost when you do your first 10. Then what's the point of having sections? If you need to get all 50 to get anything, what's the point of having 5 different sections? Maybe I was thinking maybe
Yeah.
there's like an XP boost or something. Like not boost, but you
Oh,
get some XP for
yeah.
doing 10. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. No.
Maybe. Maybe he didn't
Maybe, but
notice. Yeah.
yeah. No, that's interesting. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I like honestly, aside from that, like there's nothing within the UI that says
You get anything.
finish
Yeah.
10 and you get something.
Yeah.
So
But then if there's nothing for 10, why have it sectioned out anyway at all? So,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So
Okay. I guess we'll see.
yeah, very cool. I love the fact that we finally have this, because again,
Yeah.
this will give someone who, they max out their shelter. It might give them like a little something else other than just going for kills. And who knows, maybe you're going to get someone who, instead of running a M249 all the time, they might switch to a Remy for, a couple games until they get the challenge done.
Yeah. And some of these are going to be tough, like block 30 signal detections and encounters. So that means you have to throw up a jammer or throw up the
Yep.
disruptive tower and block, when you get that little signal that says you blocked
Yep.
whatever from catching you. And there was one I think we saw too that said, have your transmitters detected by someone else, or an
Yep.
enemy portable or something. So some are going to be very situational and might take you a while to get. Like those ones won't be
Yep.
quick. Yeah.
Nope. But you have 140
Yeah.
days or so.
Yeah, to try to get them, yeah, for sure. And I also got a screenshot. Oh, there's just some more of the different ones. Dig up 30 empty caches and encounters. Hey, a reason
Yeah.
for digging up the empties now.
Yeah.
If you get
I've
that one.
actually had that in the dailies
Have
already
you?
this
I've
season.
not seen that in the
Yeah.
dailies.
It wasn't 30. I want to say it was like
Well, it'd
10
probably
or
be less
15.
because this is a seasonal. So
Yes. Yeah,
yeah.
but even at that doc, like some of these are like I said, you can get those done in like uh a day or
Oh,
two.
definitely. Because I'm always
But
checking caches as I
yeah.
go. So
Um
yeah.
Actually, one thing I did notice, and I guess this crept in with the last update, melee challenges are actually back.
Are
So
they back?
seasonal challenge, yeah. So seasonal challenge, I don't remember whose video had it,
Yeah.
but they actually had, it was either 3 or 5 melee kills, and apparently they have been creeping back into people's daily challenges once again this season. So they did go away at one point, but
Yeah.
apparently they somehow made their way back into the challenge pool,
What that's
because
a mistake.
we were told that we're not supposed to get them anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I have another more of them. But then I do have this is what it looks like when you're in encounter and you bring up your side menu. It just shows your dailies at the top, but then it also shows the seasonals. Like it won't show all
Yeah,
50 seasonals, but it'll show maybe the ones you started working on. I don't know, but a selection of them.
yeah.
Yeah, with 50 of them, I don't know like what they're going to show you. Maybe it's just the top 5. I don't know. Hmm, hard to know.
Yeah, it might be the top 5 in progress type thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the further along you are in those, like those will be the ones
It'll
the
have
most
those ones up
progressed.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be my guess as to how uh, I would present it, but
Yeah. Okay, and that's the seasonal boosters. Yeah, that's the end of what I had to show there. So yeah, all that's really left for us to talk about is the adrenaline shot. We don't have anything to show for that. I showed you with what it looked like with the during the battle pass there. Um,
yeah.
so it's just another consumable. It's military grade, so you can take 3 in with you. That's 3, right, for military grade? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's 2 for special issue, 3 for
Yep.
military. It's a you get the crafting planet level 49. We're not sure about the crafting tables because these are based on the preview build, and I don't know if it's always the same as what it is in the real build. Because I had noticed that in a previous season, not sure if it was last season or not, that what was shown in the preview build for the level of table you needed didn't correlate or correspond to the actual when it came out. So we'll see. According to
Uh,
the preview build, it's level 6.
yeah.
So
I don't recall that, but I didn't
yeah,
actually go
I
back
don't remember if it was
and run.
last year or what year it was. I just
Okay.
remember that we said, "Oh, it needs this level," and then the pass came out. It's like, "Oh no, it's a lot higher." That's weird, but yeah. So I was thinking maybe it's lower for the preview build so that they can make them if they need to, but they always get like 100 of the things anyway. So
Yeah, no, they give a ton of them
yeah, they
for
usually
them
give a
to
ton of
test
them.
out. So
Yeah.
it's interesting
5,000.
because the I've noticed a number of the partners,
Yeah.
they do preset loadouts, and it's literally like 2 of every consumable, or
Yeah.
like almost max out all the consumables just so like they could go in and they have everything. So
Yeah,
it's kind of funny.
yeah. 5,775 materials. It's a 10-minute crafting time. I guess it all depends too on your level
Yeah,
of your
utility room.
utility room. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then in practice, if you check out, I know he showed it pretty good on the Brian Evans video. He went in with a whole bunch of, like, I think a couple big weapons, and he had a
yeah,
really, quite a bit of weight on him. And you could see him; he was running really slow. He jammed the adrenaline shot, and boom, he was just flat out running.
yeah,
Um, it still uses up your stamina, and then when your stamina gets to that bar, that where you have like just a little bit left, that's when you kind of tire out for a bit. So
yeah.
you run slower and all that until it gets above that line. So it's not like caffeine, where the caffeine will kind of keep you going
It keeps your
until,
stamina up. Yeah,
yeah, you caffeine up totally. And when you're not on caffeine, you're normally good. Even when you hit that line, you're still fine until you hit nothing. This time, it's like when you hit that line, it affects you, but then it gets back above that line, and you can flat out run again. So
yeah.
yeah, it's
So
weird.
when you drain your stamina, actually, you can't even hear anything either. So like
Yeah, because
you
you
have
start getting like,
no
yeah,
audio. You hear heartbeat, but then if you
hmm,
flatline, well, I'll say flatline there, but you bring that down to nothing, like you can't hear anything.
oh, I didn't realize that.
And
Okay,
another thing too is if you so obviously you could combo it with caffeine. So you have unlimited stamina with the adrenaline, so you could run forever and don't even have to worry about the stamina going down. You could basically get 2.5 caffeines used for adrenaline shot. So it
yeah,
is pretty crazy
that's a long
how
time.
long, yeah, because
Yeah,
it lasts forever. And you could basically run like Jason Statham in Crank. And I've been dying to say that since we've started talking about adrenaline shots because the minute I saw that, I'm like, Crank, literally Crank.
Crank. Yeah,
Uh,
which one though?
but
Crank 2, it was electricity.
oh god, no, no, it should have died after the first one. It was like,
Ah, I still had fun with Crank 2. It
uh,
wasn't, the first one was definitely better, but it was still fun. I
yeah.
still had fun with it.
Hollywood is out of movie ideas, so it's like
Yeah.
just no more sequels, please. New remakes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm not a big fan of this, to be honest. I
Yeah.
think this is just another tool for like the killers and those like just
Well,
literally
that's it.
just focusing on kills because I don't new players are not going to bring this in. So it's like they're not going to try to run away. Someone who wants to kind of like focus on looting, they're not going to bring it in to just use it to run away. If they
Well, I
find
don't
it, they
know,
may use
actually.
it. I disagree. I think it'll just be like iodine. You find it in an encounter, you'll use
Yeah.
it if you have to. But
Right.
I don't think you're going to actually bring it in because this is going to cost you quite a bit, right?
Oh,
Like
sure.
this is going to cost you like right now it's like 6,000 materials. Who someone who's looting is not going to want to spend this much materials on this kind of thing, and it, it just like honestly, it's getting super expensive for like someone who is struggling for materials because it's like if you want to bring an armor plate or two ports, it's like
Mhm.
you're bringing antibiotics, painkillers. It's like my
Grenades.
loadout is like already grenades, right?
Yeah.
You don't see the rad grenades uh, a whole lot, so it's like okay, write them off. Mortar strikes, you'll see the occasional one, but it's like
Mhm.
you don't have people bring them in all the time. But like the experienced players who are literally just going out there to hunt, they might throw. They're going to throw this in with like their grenades, plates, because them it's like they have a ton of materials and they don't really have to worry about materials period, so it's like they could just spend so and the amount of like time it lasts is like whew, like three caffeine pills like you could basically use 2.5. So I don't know.
Uh, though, like, if you were doing a huge loot run, say you were trying to do like defer, get a whole bunch of fuel, right? Fuel weighs you down quite a bit.
Yeah,
So you take one of these with a couple caffeine with you, load up on fuel. If someone comes after you and you want to get away from them, just run. You just jab it and
yeah,
go, and it'll have a hard time catching up to you.
yeah.
I don't know. But yeah,
Like,
you're right. Like it's mostly going to be for the people who are out there killing. I wonder, yeah, because it really reduces your weight. But if you're not carrying much, I wonder what the benefit, if there's a huge benefit to it. I wonder. Hmm.
you're just running. It's and like
Yeah,
I'm thinking about like the gazelles running around with like machine guns, right? They're just going to be going side to side much quicker now, and it's like
yeah,
it's not going to be an attractive thing for like people who want to like loot or just play an average game where it's not just going for kills, where it's like you
yeah,
might get a couple kills and get some loot. So I'm a little concerned how this is going to play out,
yeah,
especially seeing that like we don't have any like machine gun reworks or anything like that.
yeah,
So
yeah. I don't know. It's kind of a interesting one that they brought out. Like I don't know who was asking for this, something like that, but it's yeah.
okay,
I guess we'll see how it
I
affects
will
things.
I will argue this because I've seen this on a number of things saying who asked for this. This has literally been asked for in dev
Has it?
streams. I've remember
Oh,
seeing
I
this
never watched those.
in
I never when I
comments.
watch the dev screens, I never look at the
Yeah,
comments because it's usually a lot of
no,
trolls.
I
So
they could have been trolling. Like I don't know,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
100% I've seen this suggestion on in dev streams and possibly even Reddit before, but it has been asked for. Now, are the people actual like killers and they just care about kills? I don't know the background, but I distinctly remember seeing it in dev streams. So it has been asked for. It's not like
okay,
the devs have literally just randomly picked
yeah.
because I
No, no,
know some
no,
people have thrown that up.
yeah,
So but yeah,
okay,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm just
And I just hadn't noticed
not
it
up.
because I don't pay much attention to the chat and dev streams.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some days it can be bad.
yeah, it can be very bad.
Um, and then I don't know. We
Yeah,
done
the
with the
last thing is
adrenaline?
oh, we're done with the adrenaline, but yeah, the last thing I guess is just the instant weapon crafting. We didn't, and so basically
Yeah,
we mentioned it a little bit at the top, but it's just sort of now you have the option. Before it was just you go to build a weapon and you could say spend some crowns to reduce the crafting time. Well, now you
yeah,
can spend crowns to just instant craft it. So
yeah. So similar for like the shelter improvements. Is like now you have that option, and honestly, like
yeah,
I know people have said like, oh, it's pay to win now. Oh, sorry, just to clarify too, the cost of the crowns or for instant crafting will vary based on like the rarity and the weapon class. Okay,
right,
so not every military grade is going to cost the same thing. Not every special issue weapon is going to cost the same thing. It's all going to depend on the weapon class and the rarity. Um, People say it's pay to win. Honestly, I I want to say like for the most part, people have a a large stockpile of weapons. It is so
yeah.
easy to get weapons. It's like honestly
And there's
at this point, it's
so many good common weapons that it's not going to be a huge deal. And people want to
yeah,
waste their
but
crowns on that, then fine. Like you
people
gotta have
people aren't going
you
to
gotta have the latest gun, and you want to have pay for it. No,
no one's going to pay for a common weapon. Like everyone's just going to
no,
like
no, no, no. I
Instacraft
know one's going to pay for
M249s
it.
or whatever. But
Yeah,
it's like people are literally just they all season they've been farming limb crates, and it's like or they're not farming limb crates. They literally have it down to a science of how to get a special issue by playing eliminations. So
yeah,
it's like you get a special issue, you could literally get 10 M249s,
yeah,
10 UKVZs. So it's like the ones that like want and machine guns, they probably have a large stockpile. It's like honestly, I think it is going to be a small minority that is actually going to use this option
yeah,
to like instant craft because it is like ridiculous how easy it is to get weapons. It's like you go lock container. It's like boom, easy, like 2 purples weapons or whatnot. So
And then
uh,
if you get your food production up every week, you'll get, if you get to the point where you're doing 10,000 a week, you get, a gold, a military, you get all the different crates. You
yeah,
get a bunch of weapons out of those too. So it's like weapons, it takes a while to get your food production up there. Yeah, that's true. But
yeah,
once you get there, especially if you're playing quite a bit, it doesn't take that long. And then
no.
you'll be good for weapons. And so, yeah.
Especially with the new rebalancing of shelter improvements. It's like we
Yeah,
don't
because now
actually
it's
know
going
what it
quicker.
is. And
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like I, the whole thing for me end game was get finish your shelter. But if they're making it easier to finish your shelter, I'm like, you're going to have more people finishing their shelter sooner. So it's like, what is the end game
Yeah. What's next?
for them?
It's like,
And
okay.
it's like, and this year's roadmap, by the end of this year, we were supposed to have some idea of what the end game content was, or actual end game content.
Yeah.
So I'm a little concerned for this, for sure. So, um, yeah, it's like, it doesn't even bug me that they've done it now, because like I'm max shelter. It's like, hey, I enjoyed the grind, and honestly, I think, to me, like Vigor, the thing that attracted me to it was the grind, was like looting, shooting aspect
Yeah.
type thing. And like the game has changed so much, where like the looting aspect is like almost non-existent. Like if you like maybe that's a little too far and exaggerated, but
Right. Right.
like it is, honestly, I almost want to say that Vigor is going through an identity crisis, because it is not actually like a looter shooter anymore. Like, I'm dead serious. Like
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
like how many people literally just go to loot? Like, that
Mhm.
number is dwindling. Yo, no,
Yeah.
I know you are, Doc, but I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that number,
It
like,
is.
you're a dying breed.
Mhm.
Because and like, even myself, like, I went I went into an encounter and someone popped into my stream, and like, I kill someone, I loot, I grab all the loot that I want, and it's like, I don't care if I have a full sack and it's affecting my stamina. They're like, you shouldn't loot. It's going to slow you down and you're not going to get as many kills. I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, I already have 3 kills.
Yeah.
That was literally my third kill, and I had a full like loadout inventory of like materials, and I'm like, there's still 1 or 2 person left on the map. So it's like, I'm not going for a kill record. I'm literally playing for everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the yeah, it is. I kind of, yeah. I
Yeah.
think there is literally an identity crisis going on right now with Vigor, where it's like, hey, are we a looter shooter survival game, or are we just turning into a battle royale game? Because it honestly feels like every round is last person standing. It's not go in, get some loot, and leave, or get some loot, get a kill or two, find the red crate, take off. It's like,
Yeah.
how many times, and I'm guilty of it too. How many times do people actually find the red crate and stick around just to get kills?
Yeah.
It's like,
If I
I
get
do
the
it too.
red crate, I try to stealth it so I can stick around and get more loot. But,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I'm down to like 2 shelter improvements myself, and yeah, it'd be interesting. Be interested to see when I log in after the season starts to see if it's changed how much what I need, because I need like chems, and I think the last thing I need is also wire.
Yeah.
I think it might be my antenna and my outhouse are the 2 last things I need. So it's chems
Ooh.
and
Fuel is antenna, I believe.
no, no, no. I
Fuel
have
and
enough.
wire.
The only
Oh,
thing I
okay.
need is wire. I have tons of
Oh,
fuel.
okay. Okay. Yeah.
Diverg.
Yeah. Well,
But
you always want, and it's
yeah,
actually talking about that. So when I was trying to finish my shelter and stuff, Vigor, at one point they were asking for like Vigor tips. So every so often
yeah,
they put out a tweet saying Vigor tips, and it's like, I threw out one, and they're like, oh, that's interesting. So my tip was, don't care about like how many nails you need for your next upgrade when you're like looting. It's like, grab high tier loot. Who cares about the common stuff early game? It's like,
Mhm.
because it's so easy to get. It's like,
Yeah.
I I I've seen many new Outlanders delete stuff like glass, chemicals. Why?
Yeah.
Because they need like another 10 nails. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, do you not know how valuable that is? And like,
Yeah.
think about the upgrades for down the road. Like, people don't think about that. So, anyways, that was essentially my tweet, was like, stick with the higher loot. It's like, who cares if, like, for me, the last upgrade I think was the scrap metal bin, and
Mm.
I needed, it was metal parts, wire, and something else, I think.
Yeah.
And oh, no, it wasn't that. It was the generator, whatever the is on the far right. Anyways, it was literally
Well,
wire,
the antenna
glass
is on
thing.
the far right, which needs like 25,000
No,
wire, I think.
that's far left.
No, well,
Of the,
oh, not antenna. When the wind thing.
yes, so that might have been the last one I needed.
That's the last one.
So anyways, it was like 30,000 wire, and I was just like, I don't care if I
Yeah.
need 30,000 wire. I'm like, that's easy to get. Like, like
It'll take you a
it just takes
while,
time.
but it is easy to
Yeah,
work.
it took a little
Yeah.
while, but it's like so much easier than grinding for like, 12,000 chemicals or
Yeah,
something like that,
chemicals is a
right?
tough
Like,
one.
I,
Yeah.
I played the smart long game, anyways, when it came to that, and now we
Yeah.
just diverged, and I have no idea what we were just talking about prior to
Uh,
this. Oh,
we're
your
basically,
final upgrades.
yeah, my final couple upgrades, what I need left, and yeah, and it'll be interesting to see when the season starts how much I need now of those things, like if it's how much it's gone down. So I'll see.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
Yeah. So
Because you'll have an idea, right? Because you already know exactly what you
I know
have, or
approximately.
you'll
I
be
can
able to
actually
figure out.
look. I
Yeah,
look now. I'll see exactly what
yeah.
I need, and then I'll see what it is. It'd be really funny
After the
is if
fact,
they rebalanced everything and
and you're
they already
done.
took into account what you've already put in. So
Yeah.
like I go in, I log in, and they're done because I've already put enough wire in or something. It's like what?
Well, I don't think
I
that
don't
would
think
be
it'll
the
do that.
case.
No,
I
it'd be
think you
cool.
would still actually have to press that button to
Yeah, I'll
actually
have to press
activate
the
that
button.
shelter.
Yeah,
But it is kind of cool, and I
yeah. So
know I'm
I guess
excited
we'll
for you,
see.
Doc, because it's a long time coming. But
Oh, we'll be almost
uh,
done. We'll be almost done.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, it
but
still takes several days to finish too, though.
yeah, I think it's like 5 days for the last
Yeah,
upgrade or something like that.
yeah.
But another thing too, I'd like to throw in here that we didn't talk about, that's not on the splash screen, and
Yep.
I'm a little disappointed, is weapon rework. So
Mm,
going to the last dev stream, which was we're Saturday, so it was 10 days ago, so a week and
yep.
a half. They had a dev stream and they were talking about the machine guns. It was brought up in chat, as
Mhm.
most dev streams these days. And Sweet Tsunami, who I believe is responsible for like the weapon shooting and rework. So he actually went into detail. It was a really good talk that he actually gave. But basically, there is not going to be a machine rework until all the weapon classes have been reworked first. So we are. Oh my god, Doc! You ever see that Reddit thread? People dying inside or whatever. That's
Oh,
literally what you just did. That face. But anyways, yeah. So they are not going to do anything further to the machine guns until all the other weapons have been
oh, I
reworked.
see what you're saying.
So
Okay.
uh, SMGs, he mentioned shotguns, rifles have been done. So there is SMG and pistols. From what I recall, and from what a lot of people recall, was it was supposed to be done this season, and then there's the assault rifles left.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed, um, because it's like our seasons are long, and if we have to wait till the mid-season update for like say one or two of those reworks, I'm like, and then we still have to wait another half season for like the assault rifles. We're basically going to be sitting in machine gun meta for another whole season. which I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little afraid of what the player base is actually going to look like, because there's been quite a number of people who have not been playing Vigor as often because of
Mhm.
the current meta. So
Yeah.
it is disappointing. Hopefully, Godspeed, Sweet Tsunami, and he, or if he has any help, they can get that done and pushed out ASAP. And then maybe machine guns are reworked, or maybe the other weapons are just at a point where they're a lot better. Like I'll still bring in an ES16 and I'll take down like machine guns, but
Oh,
like
sure.
it's still
Yep.
frustrating when you still die to machine guns often enough to like a spray and pray person, or even like instant headshots from M249. But one thing to note from that dev stream as well that I thought was kind of curious was that hot patch they actually pushed out, where they nerfed the amount of weapon or bullets in the M249, and they
Yeah.
tweaked um, the machine guns. So that was a hot patch where they did it on the cloud, and apparently that was the first time they ever did that for the
Oh,
weaponry.
yeah.
So apparently there was a couple of minor bugs, but nothing big. So who knows if there might be more hot patches in the future,
Okay.
um, because maybe that would help push like update frequencies or increase update
Yeah.
frequencies. I don't know. Um, I'm just like a little disappointed, like I said, that we don't have either a different weapon class rework coming here with this update, or uh, sooner than a mid-season update. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's gonna be tight if they want to try to get if they do still plan on trying to get all those done by the end of the season. So this next season, I don't know.
because it's
Mm.
like there's a lot of work to do, I'm sure, and it's not that they want to like rush it and then push it out and there being bigger issues type thing. So but yeah, it's just for a whole other like machine gun season is going to be eh.
And I know I still when I log in, yeah, it all varies. Like sometimes I see a bunch of machine guns, sometimes I see one, maybe two.
Yeah,
I've even had matches where I haven't seen any. So,
yeah,
but yeah, they are still a lot more prevalent. You're right, and yeah, but I still get some really good.
yeah.
If you want lucky kills, take a bugle because I get a lot of lucky kills with the bugle.
Oh,
you know,
ES16 is like a
yeah, and the
sniper. Like, oh
ES16
my
is still
god, is
great.
those
Yeah,
those sights are like amazing. Like that is literally one of the like non-sniper rifles I will actually use the sights on for
mm,
long range. Like it is
yeah,
amazing. But and I'm going to say give props to the devs too, because it's not very often they'll kind of like admit something didn't go well, um, and they actually kind of said like they know that the machine guns are overpowered, and it didn't work out the way that they had kind of foreseen. They had the best intentions because the machine guns were barely even used,
yeah.
aside
And
from
now
the
they're really
M249.
used.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because like I think again, Sweet Tsunami said like prior to like the rework of the machine guns, M249 was still a top 10 used weapon.
Hmm.
So obviously that went up in frequency used, and I think even at one point, I think it was the anniversary stream where they actually said it was number three. And I was trying to remember what the other ones were, but I kind of want to say it was the Bugle and AKM, but I
Hmm.
could be wrong, whatnot. Um, but yeah, so it was kind of nice to see the devs actually kind of say like our bad is like it was not our intentions to make make it happen this way or
Yeah.
turn out this way. So yeah,
All right. Well,
it is
that's probably
something first time I ever saw. But anyway,
yeah.
yeah,
Well, that's good though. They at least they
yeah,
can admit when they make mistakes.
yes,
But anyways, I think that's a good place for us to stop. It's an hour and a half here, so that's a good one for our preview of season 13. When
Yep.
you see this, a couple days away, maybe, or maybe it's already out. So hope let us know what you think of it. Um,
Yep.
what are you looking forward to, or if it's out, what are you enjoying about the new season? Like
Yep.
maybe you're a big Arma head, and this is great, and you really look forward to something. So if you are, what is it like? What particularly is it? A particular skin? Is it a particular outfit you're really looking forward to? Just let us know in the comments. That'd be great. I'd like to hear
Yep.
it. Just because I'm not big into the military, if you are, let us know. Like,
Yep.
want to hear about it. But anyways, so I think that'll be it for today. Next time we record, a couple weeks from now, I will probably be in a new location because I should be done moving
Woo!
into my new condo. So
Nice.
new background. Maybe I don't know. We'll see. It may not be. Maybe more plain, less busy. We'll see.
That
um,
still looks good.
it still looks good. So anyways, until next time, I'm still Dr. Anton,
And I'm DJ Spencer.
and stay safe in the Outlands, and have a great night.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
I've heard you say you lost your way again. You don't see your reflection. Just look around and find at least something good. All you need will come to you. I'll never refuse you. Take whatever you want, so just get home. I know you'll find your way. No need to go the same. Grab your chance and flame up your dream. I know you'll find your way. You must be calling anyway. Grab friend.